Hey, ask us to roll so I can say what I rolled.
Yes, sorry, okay.
17.
Hey. All right, everybody. We're in the end game now. Could you tell us what the early game was by rolling a die and telling me what you rolled on that die, Matt?
I already told you.
Okay, well, you can edit that the way you want.
Oh.
11.
Exactly as is.
I also got an 11, but we don't have to roll for it because this idiot got a 10.
Dweeb.
Okay.
Dweeb.
He said dweeb.
Oh, I thought you said
I
weeb.
said
I was
dweeb.
like, that's very specific.
I thought you said weep, as in like cry.
Cry about it. Cry about it. But he's standing there in like his gothic Victorian outfit. Weep, brother.
Weep, bro. Last time on Dice Populi, we were in a cave, and then we found a little floaty boy to take us up from this large ass waterfall with hundreds of foots of drops. Many feet of drops. We were able to finagle it in such a way that we were to get like a bit of an airship-esque flight dynamic out of it, more of a hot air balloon. Came down the waterfall, found the dragon. I can only assume to be the dragon. He made a lot of like jack-off comments about like having to concentrate on something.
Really?
Kept on making mention that his like workers or whatever were gonna like take care of everything, even though they literally blew themselves up. So like has a lot, obviously seems very fallible for a god. Let's put it that way. And I think we just
can you
intimated,
name an infallible god that you've met on this adventure? Because you've met several.
Yeah, the one true God, Jesus Christ, who's always with me. We walked with him along the beach at the end.
That was actually why Josh left the podcast, is he was trying too hard to bring Jesus into the pantheon, and none of us were really comfortable with that energy.
When I was playing D&D with Jesus, and when I looked back at the table, there was only one set of dice because he was with me the entire time.
Oh my god.
Jesus, take the dice.
But yeah, he didn't seem to be extremely interested in us and basically treated us like nuisances, even though we were trying to tell him that we were here to help, or at least here to talk to him. I can't remember exactly what Jeddah said.
Jeddah, basically, you were saying that the Ghost Riders can't handle it, and the dragon didn't care. It was when Jeddah said that it's concentrating on the tears.
Oh, yeah,
It was mentioning the tears that seemed to trigger it. It sort of fluffed it down, as it were, threateningly.
Yeah, and then that's where we're at currently, with like a maybe slightly perturbed, like, I'm going to be honest here, a bit of a dick of a dragon. Who'd have thought? Yeah,
who'd have thought? Seriously.
Who'd have thought a immortal being might be a little bit full of themselves? But yeah, that's where we're at. And wait, do we have magic back?
No, you don't.
Damn it, because I have a spell, Modify Memory, that could really kind of give us a fresh start to this conversation.
It's almost like someone thought of that kind of action when designing this encounter.
You railroading son of a bitch.
To be fair, there are mechanics at play, very in-game mechanics. You just don't know what's going on yet.
It's very in-game. Don't worry about it. They're so in-game.
They are. There are things I will tell you this. You have the ability to restore your magical powers. There is a way to do that. I'm not saying that is the goal, but I'm saying for your assurance, there is a thing happening here that I have tied to the rules of the game.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Can't wait to see the H-Bomber guy video about how that's a big fucking lie later, and I'm going to be like, well, I can't defend against this. What were you checking, Ryan?
While they're talking dragon smack, I would like to look
You're the
for...
one talking dragon smack.
Yeah, while they're discussing the dragon smack that I smacked, I would like to look around this place to see if there's anything here that would lead me to believe that this dragon seems to be the one that can turn on or off the magic in this cave.
This here moist
You're
cave.
looking to see whether or not the dragon is the source of like the
no, just like
field.
if there's like a big old light, like the arcane equivalent of like a little toggle somewhere. It's like magic on and off. I would like to see that. if there is.
So the dragon towers above you all, blotting out the light coming down from the hole in the ceiling, and says,
"What do you propose we do?"
And it is in the shadow from its wings, Kalt, that your eyes adjust, and you can finally get a good survey of the room. And there's not a whole lot to speak of. You can see piles of bones off in the corner, but they seem to be bones of large fish. It said it doesn't have to eat anytime soon, so you're presuming this is probably where they feed the dragon. And you look at other piles of stuff, and like there are coins, but not as big as you'd expect from another dragon horde. But with the light from the ceiling and no glare in your eyes, you can see there's just a bunch of detritus everywhere, and the door that you came in from, and the hole in the ceiling, and the dragon at your feet.
We got a rebellion that we're trying to get off the ground, but I suppose step one really is we want to understand the Terror more. What exactly are you trying to keep at bay? What is the Terror? And like, honestly, we would like to eventually bring it down so that we can finally end the Mage Lords and Kaiser and his goals of empire.
Jeddah, when you ask this question, the dragon drops its front 2 feet to the ground. It shakes beneath you ever so slightly and lowers its nose up to you once again. I would like you to make a dexterity saving throw. This will not be tough, but please make a dex save.
Yep. That is unnatural 20.
With an unnatural 20, you feel a gust of wind yanking at the front of you as the dragon takes a deep, powerful inhale, the loudest, largest, longest sniff you have ever witnessed, and it says,
"You don't smell like one of them. But how do I know you are not one of them?"
I'm from Naranyal. We've been fighting them for ages, man. And like, listen, last time we were there at Naranyal, there was some weird time magic thing going on. And just like pulses of something originating from the Mage Lords. We don't know what it is, but I don't think this status quo we have going on is gonna hold.
You explaining all this changes its demeanor once again. The ridges above its eyes furrow like eyebrows in curiosity, and it glances over you. Its eyes are darting between each of you, and it says,
"The shifts in time are barely discernible by someone of my stature because I am not of that ilk, and you claim to perceive the efforts of Azagar. How?
Just...
Anybody that doesn't recall, feel free to roll history.
Isn't he like a god himself? 17 plus, like literally a million.
Okay.
Well, plus 9, so more like
Literally
a 26.
When the dragon asks how you're able to see the shifts in time, Kalt, you raise your hand and you see the sort of green crystal ring on your finger that Al-Raid gave you in the depths of Naranial's dungeons. The thing that has shielded you from shifts in time. And upon raising your hand, it sees and
We're gods too, I think, you know.
roll deception.
Oh, that's actually kind of good, but I think I have a negative to deception. -2 to
You,
deception.
the most charismatic person ever? No.
Oh, yeah. The one that eats people. 15 minus 2, 13.
You say that sentence, but its eyes are drawn to the ring on your finger, and it glances at all of your hands and see that you are all wearing these green rings and understands their purpose. It sits back, resting its hind legs on the ground and furling its wings back up. The sunlight shining in your eyes again. It takes a second for you to readjust, and it says,
I am not so easily swayed by soft words, but I believe you. I will ask again. What is it you propose that we do?
We could, you're a giant dragon, so we could just, murder the Kaiser, right? I feel like that's a strong plan, right? Am I look at him.
the dragon looks at Kalt and says,
To answer the question of your druid friend, the tears are my doing. They take a great deal of energy and concentration to maintain. It is solely they that contain the efforts that you witnessed in Nar and Y'all.
Okay, well, drop them. Am I wrong? Like, doesn't the tear, like, suck for everyone? Like, why are we keeping them?
My chief concern is not quality of life, but balance of the universe. And I would ask you which reality seems more balanced. One in which the tyrannical, world-ending efforts of a rogue god and its legacy will transform the people living within it into abominations and sunder the earth beneath them. Or one in which such disaster is contained, and the people left alive may choose to live as they may.
But that only exists as long as they're not here, and they know about this place, I presume, and I feel like this. You're answering a question where there's only really one answer, but you're trying to make a second right now.
Well, no, the problem is they're currently trapped in there, and listen, what do we propose to do? We want to bring Asmagath back. Combine the three pieces that were split, Galagath, Lema, and Seraphina. Bring them together and bring back Asmagath. Like, he was what kept Azagar in check.
The dragon raises its eyebrows again and says,
It is a relief that you understand the fundamentals of the situation, yet I don't know that you understand the depth of your request. Lema is dead. There is no Asmagath. He was killed. If you are looking to remove the tears, you need a way to stop the tyranny of Azagar and of Kaiser and of the Mage Lords. The tears are the only solution to that problem.
Seraphina has said that Lema isn't gone from us, just changed in a different form. Maeve, back me up on this. You have the thing she's talking about, right?
You got her hand, right?
Yeah, I had a joke all planned, but then you guys asked for it, so yeah. Maeve pulls out Lema's hand.
Please get no. We'll edit that out. Please do your joke. I think I know what it is.
No, it was something about being handy, or it was really lame. Let's just move on. I pull out
something handy.
Maeve's mic gives the feedback. Is this thing on?
yeah. So Maeve pulls out Lema's hand. Yeah, if just look at the time she goes to look at her wrist and like licks the hand. It's time to take down the tear. Would you look at that?
We thought you needed a hand.
The dragon looks at the hand and scoffs and saying,
The calcified remnants of a dead spirit. These crystals are but the tears of gods that have been hardened by the passage of time.
And then he turns his attention back to Jeddah and says,
And Seraphina is a coward that cannot be trusted to put the lives of others first, despite her own power.
No, that we agree on that. Fucking sucks. High five.
High fives with the hand. Oh.
The dragon leaves you hanging, but Maeve catches you with Lema's hand.
Oh, thank you. I was going to be holding that all day.
You can just hold the hand. Here you go.
Oh, thank you. I'm going to use it as a bit of a pointer. Well, you seem like a bit of a go-getter. Perhaps, between this dead god's hand, that coward other god, and yourself, you could pull your shit together and be one useful thing.
Plus, we know where Galagath is. We can get to Galagath.
The insidiousness of the Mage Lord is not in their raw might. If we were to reach your destination and do what you say, you suggest creating a being whole cloth from celestial energies and dead gods, and you expect them to behave with your intent.
Well, I am a necromancer.
And he just talks right over you.
Azagar has proven that any single being, entity, or mind with this amount of power cannot be trusted. Tyranny is inevitable, and balance is the only solution.
My dude, if you keep things as they are, tyranny will overcome balance. It is in tyranny's nature to destroy balance first chance it gets. All right, we want to do a two-pronged attack here. All right, Asmagath.
We do
to help bounce out Azagar, and a rebellion to deal with Emperor Kaiser and his empire.
Finally, it seems to be entertaining your hypotheses and your suggestions, and says,
I stop concentrating. The tears disappear, and the temporal powers of the buried Azagar and his legacy will once again assert themselves. Who will stop them? You?
Yeah, I guess.
it looks at you in disbelief.
These are not simple choices. Every single effort that these gods put out to bend time to their will must be counteracted. It must be balanced. Without a balancing agent, lowering the tears allows them to change everything. I doubt you and a small pink hand can stop the will of a god.
Have you ever heard of the power of friendship?
Caught me off guard. The dragon actually smiles at that and says,
Yes, friendship was the source of balance that this world knew 1,000 years ago and many thousands before that. It was the treason of Kaiser and of Azagar that destroyed this. There is a pantheon of people as powerful as myself, and every one has receded. Kelish's civilizations are squandered and scattered across the waters. Seraphina grants trinkets to people that worship her and sits in fear of an army. Lema has passed away. There is no friendship left to keep the world as it should be. I am the only one to step in and plug the leak.
I'm going to take a step forward, and I'm going to raise out my hand. Well, would you be my friend?
this shocks him into silence, and it looks at the hand and says,
You got kind of a look about you. I am...
Well, this is not going well. Friend?
You're putting me in quite an awkward position socially.
I mean, I've been around a lot of gods recently, and thinking about becoming one myself someday, so...
How do you propose to do that, brother?
Hey, a lot of dead gods, there's gotta be a replacement.
That is exactly the problem.
But you're not alone. We managed to convince Seraphina to take a stand. We've made friends along the way. If we bring all that together, we can make this 1 in a million shot not 1 in a million. 1,000,000 in a million.
My friends are my power.
I'm gonna take another step forward with my hand outstretched. Friend? It's also not my hand, but the crystal hand.
The dragon leans in a bit more and says,
If the tears are dropped, we need an entity to take the place of Asmagath, and I implore you to accept the fact that without all the requisite parts, he cannot be put back together. I have stewed and focused for hundreds and hundreds of years, and I have not found a solution. One with the power of Asmagath that can control time, that can set the record straight. In the absence of Azagar, there is no such creature. There is no such energy to match my own. and I am not capable of such magics.
Well, that's the thing. You've been working alone this whole time. Like, you can't do this, like, on your own. Like, what if you had, like, 3 separate, three separate, like, branches of power, and they're all supposed to balance each other out?
No. That empire turned into a tyrannical genocide machine.
But wait, what if the branches gets loaded with people with special interests and hidden financiers?
Well, obviously, they can't have the power to tax an individual unduly. I think we should write that in somewhere.
But I am being, like, kind of serious, though. Like, what if... Because, like, if everything's, like, balanced each other out, then they can all work together instead of just one person. Like, how can one person be a balance by themselves? That just doesn't make sense.
The dragon stops and thinks about this for a moment and says,
Yeah, take that, dragon.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Yeah, you motherfucking dragon piece of shit. Go take that logic puzzle, motherfucker.
After maybe like a good 10-15 seconds of silence, the dragon speaks again, after you all mutter your insults.
I have long maintained that the greatest evil perpetrated by the Mage Lords is not their restrictions, is not their murders, is not their lies, but it is their division of people. They use their division as a cudgel. They sail the Badlands not to control it, but to keep the peoples from uniting against them, to divide the nations of Taralanter, and to create an insurgency within the Druids. This is how they rule, because with division comes fear, the loss of knowledge, and the loss of friendship. And your words suggest that perhaps that I have been victim of the same idea.
Yes.
That the gods are so scattered we are powerless except on our own. You say you have the ear of Seraphina. You know the whereabouts of Galagath. It is unfortunate then that Lema has left us, and we know of nothing that can control the flow of time as she and her father once did. Perhaps there would be a way, but I see none.
Hey, Kalt, can I see the hand for a sec?
Yeah, of course. I'm literally scratching my head with it as you ask. Of course, you had to go.
We can't cast magic, can we?
I would like you to make an Arcana check with the crystal in your hand.
Okay. That is a 13 plus 1. 14.
None of your other magical abilities have functioned here. The hand is buzzing.
What the heck?
Kalt, did you do something to this? Because the hand's like, it's like doing something.
Was it vibrating when I held it, or was it wasn't before?
It's subtle. I've described it in the past as the crystals buzzing in your hands when they're in areas where they can be activated, but they're not like, like a phone cranked to like max vibration. But Maeve, when you take it back and you focus on it, you can notice this. It's not something that would be felt through a pocket, but certainly can be felt in hand.
I don't think we ever actually introduced ourselves. Hi, I'm Maeve, and you're Lee, right?
It lights a cigarette and says, "That's a name I haven't heard in a long time." No, the dragon turns his head to you and just looks at you in response.
Cool. Can you you have some kind of ability? Can you focus it onto this hand for me?
It stares at the hand and says, what ability? What powers do you seek?
I guess just to use my own.
Its eyebrows furrow once again. And again, by brows, I mean ridges. There's no hair on this thing. And its eyebrows furrow once again.
Hairy dragon.
Hairy dragon. Its eyebrows furrow once again, and it stares at you and it says,
The domain of Asmagath was separate from my own. I cannot wield this energy.
But I forgot to lead with this, but that girl over there, distant descendant of Asmagath. Just saying.
Okay.
Oh shit, yeah.
You're just gonna out her like that?
Oops the doopsies.
The dragon's eyes open wide, and it looks at you expectantly. This is a cat looking at something that it wants to pounce on. It is so intently curious at what you will say or do next.
So, how do you, turn the magic back on?
The dragon stands up and says,
The ability to cast spells, I've been told by my servants over the years, has been inhibited by my concentration on the tears. However, this is the power of a god and can be superseded by the powers of other gods. You may not be able to cast a spell that comes from your own heritage, but I would beseech you to see whether or not this serves as a conduit to the powers of Lema.
as it starts to closely inspect the hand and really look through the pink crystal as closely as it can.
Guys, you should probably get close, because I don't know what's gonna happen next.
I brace myself for
I
whatever.
will huddle around, yeah.
Hell yeah. We're going to become gods.
Jerry, I believe in you. The fate of the world is literally in your hands.
The still naked hands.
What?
Wait a minute. Am I don't have one of those things on my hand. What are you guys doing? What's going on here?
No idea. I'm gonna try to channel as much power as I can into it. I don't know if that means burning a spell slot or doing whatever. But
In this case, I'm going to say go ahead and consume a spell slot because you can activate this thing. Not through, typical spell casting, but just through your own energies and the fact that
okay, fifth
this
level
is
slot
a conduit.
down the drain.
When you cast that spell, as Jerry's saying, wait, I don't have one of those things. What are you talking about? The four of you disappear. And Jerry is left staring at the dragon.
Shit.
And once again, Patrick, I hope you are satisfied that you have conspired to create a situation in which I must talk to myself.
I'm not the one who did it.
I figured you'd be the happiest from it. So
I mean, I do enjoy it, especially considering the fact that one of them is naked. Well, actually, both of them probably naked.
they're both pretty naked.
Both naked.
I didn't
But it's
describe-
normal for a dragon to be naked.
That's true. So Jerry is left staring at the dragon, and the dragon's eyes shoot wide open, and for the first time, it cracks a smile that only Jerry can witness. And then Jerry says, they were my ride, so I don't really know how to go from here. And we're gonna cut to the four of you. Upon casting the spell, you feel the same effects you felt every time you have hurled yourselves through time. The plane shift takes place when you are hurled through a void. Pressure, heartbeats, footsteps echoing the whole nine as you are then catapulted through a bright void that lands you back in the center of this cave, completely empty, and with very little dim, faint orange light coming through the hole in the ceiling. You're in the same spot, but Lee isn't there, Jerry isn't there, there is no money, there are no bones, there's just water, the sound of bats, and the rushing of the waterfall outside. What do you do?
Okay. Do I still have the crystal in hand?
You do, and now instead of just that light buzzing indicating that it is responsive, it is now fully aglow.
Do you guys feel more magical?
Yes.
I'll try and cast a cantrip, like guidance.
Okay.
I'll cast guidance on Maeve. I think that's probably a solid target.
You feel the typical energies of guidance pass through your body and reach into Maeve. And Maeve, you feel the positive effects from Kalt.
That's a first.
I have healed you so many times.
I know you have. Okay, so I guess we're in a different timeline now.
But what does it mean? Hello? Anybody here?
Your voice echoes off the walls.
I guess, you said that there was a hole that basically went straight up, right?
Yeah, presumably. That's where the sunlight was coming from before. Here, there is light coming through it, but it is incredibly faint.
Faint. Okay. I mean, can we, try to go outside and see what's up?
If you step around the cave and look up, you notice that the hole going up to the sky, it's so far through the land, because remember, you're pretty far underground. The hole seemingly does reach up to the sky, but it's so small and so distant that there's essentially just a pinpoint. You don't really know how far up it goes. And if you look out the door behind you, this isn't a timeline in which you took a hot air balloon floaty boy down the waterfall, so there's nothing there either.
Do we go back? What does this mean? Maeve?
Yeah, I don't know. You said there's a small point of light still?
Yes. Actually, when Jeddah says, what does this mean? Could I have everybody please roll either intelligence or arcana or religion? Pick your poison.
10.
19, even with a bad roll. Arcana.
Nat 20!
I got an unnatural 20. Thanks for stealing my thunder, Chowder.
My thunder now.
I was gonna get to be the smart one for once, you fucking asshole.
So as Jeddah screams that out, it dawns on the both of you, Jeddah and well, Jeddah's the one that asks the question. So I'll say that it dawns on Locke that
Let's go!
That what the dragon just said was only the powers of gods could override the effect of the tears that I'm putting out right now. And Maeve just superseded both by casting the spell through the hand of Lema. So Locke, when Jeddah asks, what does this mean? You very quickly realize that just by moving here, you have proven to the god that you're capable of what it wants.
That's pretty poggers.
Is that all? Is that what echoes off the walls?
That's a pat saying that.
Well, Maeve, it looks like you're...
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, do you want to be a god?
I mean, I guess if it means if I can, help people, but this wasn't like what I had in mind.
You can help people, but you have to remember you have to help us first, okay? No, we knew you before you became a god, so we're more important.
Okay.
Just keep that in mind.
Would you like a luxury vacation?
Don't forget us.
If I'm not gonna be a god, if I'm not allowed to be a god, then I want to at least have like a solid god friend out of this whole fucking deal.
I was about to say, like, nobody has said that anybody else was restricted from doing anything. You're all incredibly powerful, but that's pointless to say because Kalt is always just going to angle for this. So I don't know why I got riled up about that.
So
I also don't know why you got riled up.
okay,
No, I did.
So we need to get a dragon, or we need to get back to Lee.
I think it's a matter of just going back to Lee and just going, ha! We proved something.
Hey, piece of shit, you god, you fucking fallible god. You're just a powerful entity. What even makes you a god if you're fallible?
All right. I guess I'll burn a 6th level spell slot into the crystal again.
At this point, you can cast any spell that you want.
Wait, what?
Because
Cantrip, I think, is...
Kalt cast a cantrip and successfully cast guidance upon you. Your magic is not restricted here.
Yeah, I want to cast it into the crystal to see if we go back.
Okay, sure. I'll say, do you want to just do a 1st or 2nd level spell slot? We know that will create an area effect.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I will do a 1st level slot.
Excellent. And at that, you poof right back into the room and hear Jerry saying, like, well, listen, we needed to use them to stop the fire, but then he lit them back up, so I wanted to have pants when I walked in here. Trust me, I really wanted to have pants. But you guys reappearing, the dragon's attention shifts back to you. You guys now witness its large, curly, scaly dragon smile as it understands the scope of what you have all accomplished in your travels.
Got a good smile or a bad smile? But
Good smile.
fist pump in the air. Yes!
Hell yeah. It's like the 3rd time we've proved a god wrong. I'm starting to think that maybe I was right in my assumption that all religion is wrong. I thought like seeing a god would be a transformative experience to like some degree. And if anything, it is more ingrained in me the ideals of kill not kill all gods, but kill the god in yourself. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Jerry hears you say that and says, what is it with you and killing, man? Like, every chance you get, you're like, oh, man, who cares if these people die? Like, we're talking about the power of a god, the ability to, like, change the whole world. I feel like you can't just have that mindset and be operating at this level. Like, you're not better than them.
Well, I am here, and I made you. Everybody's a god, nobody's a god. Boom.
Lawyered.
Jerry is in hard disagreement with you, but seems to bite his tongue as a little bit of spite hides behind his teeth at your flippant attitude towards life. And the tension is cut by the dragon turning to you all, stepping forward towards you all and saying,
If the tears are released, the effects of Azagar's tyranny will be felt throughout the lands. We will need to take action. We will need to remove Azagar from the equation.
That's fucking murder him.
Once we do, the domain of time may be balanced properly, so that one tyrant may not overpower another, but the powers of Lee, the remnants of Lema, the powers of Seraphina, Galagath, and of your friendship could operate together to restore this world to a single, unified existence.
Wait, don't we need Azagar for balance?
Azagar has proven an untrustworthy, traitorous fiend of a god. I dare not release the tears and allow him to continue with his agenda.
Well, does that mean there would be like a god opening?
More or less.
and it looks to Jeddah and says,
You stated that the tyranny will win out eventually, and if you are correct, this course of action cannot allow it to persist. Kaiser and Azagar must be removed, and we must take its place.
Hell yeah! So,
this dragon is excited in a way that it wasn't before. It is moving around. It is like stretching, like cracking its toes.
Hell yeah! I'm gonna become a god.
Locke, I think that based on the conversations we've had over the last few episodes, as everybody else sort of starts to realize that there is finally a solution in hand, something that Lee just said sticks in your brain, that all of time will be unified again, implying, as you feared, that not all of the timelines currently in play will continue to exist if you take this action. So this absolutely occurs to you right now. I have a hard time imagining this not being the time to say something if you have reservations. If you don't, that's fine. But this is very much save your progress. There's no turning back.
Locke has come to peace with the fact that things will be reconciled.
Okay. You allow this plan to continue forward, knowing that the choice that you make may ultimately result in the erasure of the home of your family. However, you still all haven't sorted out exactly the particulars of that, but you do have an excitable god in front of you that is ready to join you in the ultimate resolution of this quest. And it says,
If I lower the tears, we need to move quickly. Are you sure that you're ready for this?
Or maybe we can take a nap first, like a full sleep.
I mean, let's work out some particulars while we have the chance, right?
Lee just sort of sits there. It's been doing this for almost 1,000 years. It can do it for another few hours.
Yeah, I think we need to go full rest. Do you have any magical items? Could you imbue us with terrible power that we may rain down on our enemies?
Blessings and gifts are the domain of Seraphina. I'm afraid I wouldn't know where to begin.
Because I'd like to have a full-on assault, like really get everyone we can together for a unified push against the Mage Lords, against Emperor Kaiser.
If what you say is true, the Mage Lords are already occupied by every military-esque force in the Badlands at your doing. Who else is left to rally?
Yeah, I got nothing.
Tony Lyons, maybe?
Well, he's outside fighting.
You know that Tony's involved in the conflict.
Yeah.
We got Tony Lyons and the Black Tide. We got your Ghost Riders. Maybe some of the islands we've been to, maybe we could talk to them about lending.
We might need to help the the Black Tide and the Ghost Riders not get completely demolished by some Mage Lords real fast, because, we did set that plan in motion before coming in here.
Rest assured that once my focus is diverted from such a significant, taxing magical effort such as what I have borne thus far, a few ships are easy fodder.
You're not dramatic at all, are you?
It swirls around and swishes its wings like a cape.
Not at all.
And then it pulls out 2 castanets and goes ticka ticka ticka. It lowers down to you guys one last time and says,
Prepare as you need, rest. Once we embark, there will be a ticking clock against us. And if you are concerned,
turning to Jeddah,
about the forces that dwell in Nar Enial, know simply that if we choose the prevailing timeline to exclude them, they will not be a threat. This is the tyranny that Asgard wrought. This is the evil that it placed into the world to carve out a path in time just for him. And we may close it off for good.
All right, then let's prepare and begin
Nap time.
the assault on Nar and Y'all.
Yeah, time. I need a nappies.
And now for the most climactic end to an episode ever. Everybody falls asleep voluntarily.
I'm gonna look for treasure.
You walk around the room and you start digging through the various piles of whatnot that are there as folks begin to take out bedrolls. The dragon curls back up and rests its hands on its claws, and you start rustling through some stuff. Go ahead and roll a d20 for me. Add your investigation modifier.
Oh, plus investigation? You fucked up, buddy. Oh, it's not that bad. I thought it was higher than that. It's a 23.
Okay, yeah, I did fucked up. Shit. Guys, where are the tables? I don't.
Just give me everything. Just be like, I give you. You know what?
Blades.
You find a little gem that makes you into a god. You need a little gobble it down and become one.
Let's see. You definitely succeeded, and you roll really, really well. Really well. Kalt. I would say, metagame-wise, the greatest sin perpetrated against you was by me when I rolled your stats at the beginning of the campaign.
That is true. You destroyed my life.
Because you had so many ambitions for Kalt, and you came out a frail weakling. Your story and history, marred by the efforts that you put forth to try to resurrect your mother, left you a withered old man on the outside, though you are still a virile young man on the inside. And you
Borderline child, I'd say.
Borderline child for sure.
Child on the inside. Rude.
And it is in this last moment that you were sort of like bored kicking rocks and stepping through here that you scrape through the pile of garbage and you find a set of gauntlets that I will just simply give to you. You have now picked up the gauntlets of ogre power. Your strength score is 19 while you wear these gauntlets.
What?
That is kind of funny.
I hate you so much.
You have the belt. What are you talking about?
You do have the belt. You do have the belt.
This would lower your strength, if anything.
It would. They have no effect if your strength is 19 or higher without them. And it is with this, nobody else is really paying attention to you except Jerry, who's sort of watching you peruse the bodies of the dead and scrape through them to find your own wares. And you find these, and I think with a little investigation, are able to detect what they are. As far as anyone else can tell, you found some nice armor, but you know.
He found the Hulk mittens.
He found the Hulk gloves.
I immediately
that
become
my parents
jacked.
would never buy me.
Oh, that does change things. I have a -1 to strength. This will be quite a flip.
So you find these and you walk back to the group of everybody, and Jerry looks at you. You walk past him and you brush past his loose musculature, and he looks at you with like kind of a look of disgust because you just looted these off of, after the protestations he just made, you looted these off of what is clearly a trove of dead bodies. And I mean, whether you react is up to you, but he looks at you staring daggers.
Jerry, you're looking a little bit of a sourpuss right now.
Come on, get some rest.
What's wrong, Jerry? No. You do not get to just stare daggers and be a little teenager twat. If you have a problem with me, say something. Be a man about it.
I did say something. and you shrugged it off. It's kind of your MO when it comes to my concerns about these sorts of things. We are stepping into a world of power so far beyond anything you've done before. You kill enough people as it is, you belly flopped on a ship, and most of those people did not make it out. You say it's us or them, but you don't even try to help them.
Jerry, there is a weakness in you that I hoped through example of strength you could extricate from your heart. These people do not want to be your friend. They have no care for you. They would smote you from the planet if they just had but the whim and the opportunity. You sit here in judgment of me for the acts that I do to protect you and them. I will not have this. Choose a side, Jerry. We're on the side of good. Somebody has to get their hands dirty for the others to remain clean. I chose to get my hands dirty, and I will choose it again to make sure that they do not. You can lie in judgment of me, but you need to know that you are wrong for it.
Jerry barely moves his face, holds up his hands. You can see the bones poking out from under the muscles, and they've accumulated quite a bit of dirt and oil. There's nothing to protect it. There's no skin on them, and they are some of the most grody-looking body parts you've seen on such a fully animate person ever. And it leans forward to you with its lipless teeth and says, "See, that's the thing. Because of your choices, my hands are dirty. I didn't get to make that choice."
Fine, and I'm going to snap my fingers, and Jerry's going to fall to the ground.
What?
How are you doing this?
I still have control. I mean, Jerry's a real boy, but I've been counting off my spell slots to keep him alive this entire time. He's a better zombie.
You snap your fingers to end the spell, and nothing happens. And it occurs to you that you're within an anti-magic field. Had he been roused by your powers, he would have collapsed much sooner into this adventure. And when you snap your fingers, Jerry continues to stare at you. And Seraphina's wish granting was a little more holistic than I think you understood.
My power over you, Jerry, is over. Like that. Like a snap in the air. If you wish to leave.
Nice save.
Okay, really trying to salvage that one, huh?
If you wish to leave, you may do it. I gave you unlife, and then I gave you real life. What you do with it is your choice. You can blame me only for giving you the opportunity. If you wish to waste it, that is on yourself.
You said to pick a side. I picked a side. I'm on the side of good too. All right? That's it for now. Get some rest.
No, that is not it for now, Jerry. You do not get to stand in judgment of me for the things that I do when they are to benefit you. Pick yourself up, stop being such a lazabout and a fucking whiner, and do something. I have given you enough opportunity.
Do we see this?
You all do hear this. You're like maybe like 50, 70 feet away. So like it's not a crystal clear thing, but you can hear the heat between them bouncing off the walls around you. At those words, Kalt, Jerry is going to break eye contact and walk away and curl up to rest in a distant edge of the room far away from everybody else. And the dragon...
Go! Dude, that was too much. Lay off the kid. And like, I'm actually gonna try to comfort Jerry. That was uncalled for Jerry.
Jerry is not a child anymore. He is a sentient being. And I grow. At the dawn of our greatest battle, at the end of our adventure, I have grown weary of all of your judgments of me. I have done everything that I could to help you and protect you, and all I have received is backhanded compliments and lies from all of you. I have extended friendship to all of you, and you've all looked at me sour. I will not potentially give up my life to save this planet and have that bullshit in the air.
Jeddah, you've begun to step away towards Jerry. You definitely hear this, but Kalt, you're basically speaking directly to Locke and Maeve, who have in fact been giving you some shit from the beginning of the campaign. What did the two of you do?
I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Pat, you got anything or no?
No.
Okay.
They're just at a loss for words.
No. You know what? Yeah, it's complicated. Yeah, it's being so willing to kill people. It's not exactly a good look, no matter how you justify it. Us versus them. But let's just get to the end of this.
That is easy for you to say, Maeve, being the benefactor of my violence, yet not having to get your own hands bloody.
I mean,
Her hands are pretty bloody.
yeah, I don't think I'm the right person you want to say that to.
You did not make a conscious choice to slay all of those people. That was not your choice. I chose to slaughter those people, and I would do it again to spare any of you more pain. And that is something that I do not think you understand.
Okay, well, thanks. I wouldn't kill a whole town.
I didn't kill a whole town.
No, I said I'm saying I wouldn't kill a whole town, but that's whatever. Nap time.
That's, whatever.
Locke, this hits you as the kind of the intensity that you experience in the Black Tide, full commitment or death. I don't know if that speaks to you in any particular way, but this is. Kalt has always complained that you give him shit, but in his own way, I think that this would hit you as a profession of deep care and deep love because you know what these words mean in a realm of violence.
Well, I suppose you've all said what you feel in your hearts. Some say nothing, some second-guess me again. We're on the precipice of our greatest adventure, and I suppose once it's finished, there's no reason for us to stay together anymore. I will rid you of my rancid presence once this is over.
Kalt, that's not what we're saying here.
What are you saying? Because you say little, Locke.
We made our choices in the past, but that doesn't mean that we are locked into that precedent moving forward. We grow as people, things change, and as we grow, our decisions have to grow with us.
I have made my decisions, and I am proud of them. I helped all of you. Regardless of how you think about it. Those people wanted to take your lives, or wanted to hurt other people, and I stopped them. I did not hug them or tickle them into submission. I smote them from the earth. And do not pretend like any of you haven't done similar. It is just when I do it on a grander scale.
You also do it without remorse or regret.
Would that make it better if I mewed like a child afterwards? If you saw tears in my eyes, would that bring their life more meaning?
If you at least asked the question of yourself, if what you were doing was the right choice after the fact, even if you came to the conclusion that you did nothing wrong and that it needed to happen, the introspection would be valued, yes. But right now, you don't seem like you think about your choices at all once they have been made, and you simply move on. To the point where the person you were most proud of in this world is now no longer part of your life.
He's part of my life. I said it was his choice. The same way.
Do you think he's going to make the decision to stay based on all of your conversations with him and all of your dealings with him?
I have shown nothing but kindness to Jerry. I have done nothing but respect his ability and his independence. He has chosen to cower. And he has chosen the life of someone who grovels at the idea of respectability. I do not do that. And if it would make you feel better if I think about all the people that I have slain, I do not. It does not change anything. They are meat, just like you and me. They would kill us all the same. And I am tired of being maligned for being what you wanted me to be the entire time. You just did not have the heart to say it.
I think if you truly believe that you did everything for Jerry, then there is nothing more for you to consider. But as someone who literally cannot see their child, I would do anything to be able to be there for them every day for the rest of my life.
I wish that for you, Locke. I truly do.
Perhaps the young, undead fleshling is right. Tempers are high, and we have a big day ahead. Let us get some rest, and then we can save the world.
I got bit by a shark.
So
Yeah.
the only reason why I hate you is specifically because when you gave me the Hammer of Thunderbolts and I said, oh, I also need Gauntlets of Ogre Power, you just said, don't worry about it, we'll hand wave it. But then you just give him Gauntlets of Ogre Power.
I didn't even
free.
remember that was specifically what you asked for. My apologies. But hey, I did give you the Hammer of Thunderbolts. And
You did hand wave it. You
then
can
they
use it,
wouldn't
right?
work with your belt, right? They wouldn't work with your belt.
No, but the point of the Hammer of Thunderbolts is you need a Belt of Giant Strength and the Gauntlets of Ogre Power to make it work.
I thought we hand waved it, so
really?
you were able to just use it.
Yeah. But then you just said, don't worry about it, you can use it without the gauntlets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, that was me being nice to you, and now I'm being
So
nice
now
to
you're
Ryan.
giving him something that I needed all along.
You don't need it,
for
though.
no
He
reason.
said you didn't
Yeah, but I
need
didn't.
it.
I didn't. Yeah,
I didn't need it.
You didn't need it. He said you
If
don't
we were
need it.
playing by the rules, I needed it.
If we were
Yes,
playing
but
by
we
the
aren't.
rules.
We haven't played by the rules in such a long time.
Yeah.
So long.
So